Okay, today we are going to look at Algebra 2, Lesson 1.2, Evaluate and Simplify Expressions. As we get started, there are going to be some key vocabulary words that we are going to need to know so that we are competent throughout the lesson. A variable. A variable is a letter that represents a number. Why do we call it a variable? Because its value can vary. Okay, its value can vary. All right, that means that we might use X as a very common variable and Y is, but it can be any letter of the alphabet, A or B or M or N, anything in the alphabet that they use is a variable. Okay, the next set of things that we are going to look at is a base and an exponent. Those things kind of go together. All right, so if we have 7 to the third power, the base number here is 7. The exponent is 3. The exponent tells you how many times the base power will be used as a factor. So 7 to the third, you use your base number, 7, and we are going to use it as a factor 3 times. 7 times 7 times 7. Okay, now we're going to talk about terms. There are two kinds of terms. We have variable terms and we have constant terms. Okay, again, a variable term must have a letter of the alphabet, a variable in it. And a constant term is a constant. It's a number that doesn't change. So it is truly a number, 1, 2, 3, 4, something like this. Okay, like terms. Like terms are terms that have exactly the same variable that have exactly the same exponent. And a coefficient is a number that precedes a variable. Let's look at an example. If we were to have 8x plus 3x plus 5. This has 3 terms. Terms are separated by positive signs and negative signs, plus and minus signs. Okay, there are 3 terms here. The first one is 8x, the second one is 3x, and the third one is 5. Okay, 2 variable terms, 8x and 3x, because they each contain a variable. And 5 is a constant term, because 5 doesn't change, it doesn't vary, it's going to stay constant. All right, now if we were going to simplify this, we would combine like terms. Okay, our like terms are 8x and 3x because they both contain x and each one of those x's has an exponent of 1. So we may combine those by adding the coefficients together. The coefficient here is 8 and 3, so 8 plus 3 is 11, so we now have 11 x's. And then 5 must just come straight down because it does not have a variable with it. It does not have variable x, and there is nothing else that it can be combined with. Let's take a look at this one last expression where we will need to use some of the skills we used in the last lesson with our distributive property to apply it to this evaluating this expression or simplifying this expression. Okay, in our first set of stuff right here, we have 8 times the quantity of x minus 3 plus 2 times the quantity of x plus 6. Okay, we learned about the distributive property that when you have a number outside a set of parentheses that it must be distributed. So let's remember that it must be distributed to every single thing that is in that set of parentheses. So 8 must be distributed to this x, and 8 must also be distributed to this 3. So you have 8 times x would give you 8x. Minus 8 times 3 is 24. Now we go to the 2 outside the set of parentheses of x plus 6. So we're distributing the 2 to the x and also the 2 to the 6. So now you have 2 times x is 2x. And then you're going to have the 2 times 6, which is 12. Okay, so now we've used the distributive property. Now we need to combine like terms. All right, we are always going to start on the left. Our furthest left term is 8x, so we are looking for any like terms that we can combine. Okay, our next term is 24. It doesn't have an x, therefore we can't use it. The next term has an x in it. It's plus 2x, so we have 8x plus 2x. Those are like terms. 8x plus 2x gives you 10x. Okay. Now we have 2 terms that we haven't used, we haven't put together. We have a negative 24 and we have a positive 12. And those are both constant numbers, so constants are like terms and we can put those together. Negative 24 plus 12 is a negative 12. So when we simplify this expression that we started with, 8 times the quantity of x minus 3 plus 2 times the quantity of x plus 6, and we simplify it all the way down to where we cannot combine anything else, we get 10x minus 12. Now, that is as simple as we can get it. We cannot put these two things together because this term has a variable of x and this is a constant, and those things cannot be combined.